Oh, we're live. We did it live.
Yes, we are live. Hi, everybody. We're happy to be here today. It's me, Leandra Jackson, with Peak Oils for Life and Peak Spa and Wellness.
And Heather Bergen with In the Meantime Unlimited.
And we're just here to share some information, education that we've learned along the way, and continue to learn as we grow as people as well. But we definitely want to talk about honoring your body and how we can listen to our bodies, become aware of our bodies. And it's just so important that we aren't forcing things. We're guiding ourselves. We're not forcing things to happen for ourselves. And we don't want to make sure that we're always in control, but listening and being aware.
Yes. I think, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to talk about today, and how this message of honoring our bodies and listening to our bodies as women it's honestly come from ancient history, but we've suppressed it
Definitely
for so long in our society that we've been trying to live in this more like masculine dominated, get it done type of place, that it's almost caused us to ignore or shut down and not really pay attention to how we're intuitively wired.
Exactly, like our cycle. And we want to address that fact because we're not designed to just go day to day and push. Especially as women, we want to make sure that we're honoring our cycle as it is throughout the entire month. I know growing up, it was like, oh yay, we started your cycle, you started having your period, and now you're a woman and this and that. But then what's after that? What did we learn? What did we learn in sex ed? What did we learn about how to honor that versus, oh, now it's just a nuisance that we have to deal with?
Yeah, we were more taught like this is something you deal with, not something that you appreciate, not something that's actually giving you power. Which now we came across this book called In the Flow by Alyssa Vitti, and we were like, oh wow, this is amazing. Powerful. It's so powerful, and it's not information we had when we were growing up.
Right. We just don't learn it.
We didn't learn this. Nobody talked about this. And I think now, as like, I guess, women of wisdom or women leaders who are here helping people grow and embrace their power, we need to be able to connect with our cycle and honor it and honor our bodies and learn this stuff to help younger women really come into their power and grow and feel
the empowerment behind it.
And feel better in their bodies and notice and how to support that and how to support them, because so often, again, we suppressed, we didn't support, and now personally trying to undo all of that. Now I'm in like this huge healing phase in this phase of my life because I didn't honor my body. And I didn't do the things that it needed. And, I put toxins in it, and I wasn't eating well, and I wasn't doing all the things to support it. And so now it's like, I want to support it. I want to get more in touch with my body. But the first thing I've had to do is really detox my body.
Yes, definitely there's so many toxins that we're exposed to on a daily basis, whether it's inadvertently or, it's something that we don't even realize, like we're using cleaning chemicals or something. But I kind of want to backtrack a little because our cycle as women is so powerful it controls our metabolism, the hormones that are involved with it, but it's our mood, our brain functions, the energy levels that we feel on a daily basis. We need to honor each week and each day that we're feeling this, because we're like you said, we're stuck in like this masculine energy, and we want to compete and keep up with our male counterparts, and that's just not how our bodies work.
And in fact, I mean, from the book, she was saying, Elisa Vitti was saying, you actually can get more done if you honor each phase of your cycle.
Yes.
Like, know that when you're in that, what is it, the luteal phase, or no, like the ovulatory phase, you can really, what are the days? I think it's the luteal. You can get a lot of stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
So why not take that time and schedule it, knowing that you're going to be able to do all your administrative tasks. Like, your brain is going to be ready to do those administrative tasks during that phase. So knowing that you're there, then you can get more done in that phase than you would if you were trying to get that stuff done when you're in a rest phase.
Yeah, and that's the phase between ovulation and menstruation. So just to kind of, because I was learning each phase as well, you know. So you have your menstruating phase, which is going to be more of your, you know, intuition. You know, you need to rejuvenate during that time. And, you know, if you're doing certain exercises, do your regenerative yoga. And if you're an athlete,
that's not the day to do your HIIT exercise.
It's not. And if you're an athlete, you know, take that week, take that time to do your recovery, do your regenerative stuff, and use your intuition to guide you through it. Honor it. You know, if you do exercise classes, maybe don't do the whole class if it's an intense HIIT class, you know?
Maybe.
And then we're going to go into the, what's after that? The follicular phase. So, you know, after you're menstruating, now you're in the follicular phase. So you're going to grow and you're going to have more energy. And that's when you can be more creative.
Yeah. Start new tasks, come up, brainstorm, be like, oh, the great ideas are just happening right now.
Exactly. And you can be more collaborative with those around you and more communicative.
That's in your ovulatory.
Oh, that's the ovulatory. Okay. So in the ovulatory phase, you know, then we want to make sure that we're having good communication.
Yeah.
And that's a time that we can also reflect on, I feel like, the past phase too, because if you're dealing with more communication, then, you know, that creativity that you just put into place.
Yeah.
You're
now
you
can go share
it.
Right. Now you're ready. Like, that's your networking phase.
Yes.
Right. Like, go out, write your blogs, do your marketing, do, you know, it says networking, negotiating deals. Like, this is the phase where you're like really good at using your voice.
Yes.
So communicate during those phases, and you're like magnetic kind of during that ovulatory phase, right?
Yeah.
Like you are drawing people to you. Like, you don't even have to do it. Like, your body is just like sending out these signals and people are drawn to you. So those are great. That is a great time to get out and be meeting people.
Yeah. And that's also a time to, like, during this whole time, just honor what you're eating as well. You know, try to keep on a healthy schedule of food. When we are in this, you know, in this cycle that we want like sugar and chocolate, and, you know, we need to really improve on iron and protein during those times. So it's important that we, you know, our brains go directly to, oh, I need sugar. But really, if we're craving sugar, just improve on your protein intake, and then the sugar cravings won't be so robust.
You know, when I crave sugar, I'm also dehydrated.
Yes, and just drink water. Exactly.
My sugar craving is almost always, I haven't been drinking enough water.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. If I ever take naps, which is not very often, but if I ever take a nap, I usually wake up craving some kind of carb or a sugar or something. If I just drink a nice big glass of water and maybe grab an apple, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one of my kids.
Of course.
We just it.
And then there's the luteal phase. So,
right.
or did we
More
do
details?
Oh, I think we sort
kinda
of
talked
started
about
with
that one.
luteal,
Yeah.
right?
So honoring these phases in our body and not ignoring them and saying, wait a minute, these people or these male counterparts of mine are able to just go day to day on this other type of circadian rhythm.
right.
But we need to also honor the fact that we have so much to, our body is going through so much in that entire 28 cycle, 28 to 31 days, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But you were right when you were talking about toxins. We're so full of toxins and we can't really be aware of our bodies if we're loaded with them.
Right. I think I was saying before we got on how I had friends and they were like, I'm going to do this intuitive eating program and just listen to what my body's telling me. And I'm like, that is a great concept. And I 100% believe that it's good for you to listen to what your body's telling you. But if you are constantly eating sugar and constantly eating processed foods, your body isn't able to communicate its true message to you.
Exactly.
You can't really listen to what it's saying because it's just saying, I need sugar. I need processed foods, because those foods are made to make you continue to crave them.
Absolutely.
And so you think you're listening to your body, but it's really not your body talking. It's like these foods, it's like these clogged up pathways. And so though it's a valid concept, I don't think it's one that we can just start with.
Right. We need to detox from a lot of the toxins that our body cannot eliminate by itself. And when our body is working in a sufficient way, we can detox really well, because that's what our body is made for. Our body is made to detox those things. However, when we are just latent with them and I don't know if that's the right word, but if we're just bogged down by them, overloaded, then our body isn't able to reduce that. And so we're going to get symptoms like all the kind of cyclical symptoms that you would feel, PMS or cramping or migraines or irritability.
The fatigue.
Exactly.
The
anxiety. All of that can really correlate down to what we're experiencing, what we're putting into our bodies, what we're being exposed to on a daily basis.
Right.
And you wouldn't think that the things that we can buy at the store would be so horrible. But if you really do the research,
the labels,
there is a lot of chemicals that our government and FDA are okay with putting into our products. Whereas,
have you ever heard of that Yuka app? YUKA?
No.
It's an app that you can put on your phone, and then you scan the things in the store. And they will tell you if they have a lot of toxins in them.
Oh, nice.
So you can use that app. And I had a friend that was using it, and she was like, I can't get any of these things.
Right?
And I'm like, I know, that's called the ultra processed foods, right? And we don't even realize, because we've, and the reason they are called convenience foods is because they're convenient.
Right. Right.
And if we're trying to just run in the store to grab dinner and we haven't thought about it ahead of time, we're going to wind up probably grabbing a lot of those ultra processed foods and those foods that are more toxic. And another thing I wanted to say is you can never really fully eliminate all the toxins.
Right.
We are surrounded by them.
You're going to be exposed to them.
You're going to, it's kind of a pick your battles situation.
Yes.
I have found, and it's like, do I want to try to stay away from those fragrances or certain oils or seed oils, or, you know what I mean? But, sometimes I drink my water out of a plastic bottle. I've done it often. It's like, I can't go there right now. That's not one of my battles.
But if you can get rid of, say, artificial fragrances.
Mhm.
Things that you think smell good, but really are bad for you, because what that does is it's going to disrupt hormone production.
Yeah.
That's properly supposed to be happening in your body. A lot of like xenoestrogens come from things in that nature.
Yeah.
It's, let's see, what do I
Yeah,
have
there are
here?
so many synthetic chemicals that disrupt.
Plastics,
They disrupt
pesticides.
again our hormone system.
Exactly.
So we
Exactly.
can't, again, how do you listen to your body when you've been feeding it all these disruptors so it can't express itself?
I was listening to a woman the other day on a call, and she was saying it's kind of tied to, see, even like weed killers that we spray on the ground, and then children are going out in their bare feet. The biggest pores are in the bottom of our feet, and they absorb everything. And kids now more and more are coming up with different kinds of cancers, brain cancers, and you know, they're running around on all these chemicals that are being sprayed on the ground, and we don't even think twice about it. We just want the weeds gone.
Right. Or we're thinking, oh, they're barefoot. This is good.
Yeah, be barefoot, be grounded on the ground, which is wonderful, because I love to go barefoot outside and ground. But my body knows if it's been on a pesticide, because literally my feet will just like burn and itch.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
me too. I'm highly sensitive to that.
Yeah.
The glyphosate, especially like the Roundup.
Yes.
That you use to kill weeds. I'm super like.
Yeah, I have to be really careful about going outside and barefoot. Like in my backyard, I'm generally okay. You know, sometimes if I'll even like smell it coming through the windows sometimes if somebody has sprayed it around somewhere. I'm like, there's a weed killer. But just honor that cycle. Honor what we're putting into, honor what you're putting in or around your bodies. Get rid of artificial fragrances. And,
try to limit the ultra processed foods.
Start trying
to cook at home. Make a meal plan.
Yeah, meal plans are great. Have a day or two during the week that you can create some meals that you can just last throughout the week.
Like my fridge, we had a long weekend, so my fridge is stocked with a lot of protein right now. There's some hamburgers in there. There's like a pot roast, and then like some organic turkey meat. Just having that protein accessible for me really helps me from grabbing a processed food.
Too. I definitely will, grab a bag of chips or something like that. And having that readily available is important. I was going to also say something that I can't remember now. Oh, and we want to make sure that we're honoring our blood sugar. And I know that can be really hard, but there are certain things that we can do. So I know in this book, in The Flow, she talks a lot about specific foods for each part of the cycle. We're not going to get into that in detail now, but we can certainly, you can reach out to us. Heather is an amazing coach. We met at her vision board class through a friend of ours, and it was great. And since then, we've been able to collaborate, and like, she's coaching me. Go ahead, tell me about it.
Well, I'm just doing some coaching with you, and also we've been working with this networking group called the Essential Wellness Society, and we're trying to build a chapter here out in Falcon.
Colorado.
In Falcon, Colorado. I think it is in all the states technically, but we're trying to build more of a in-person community here in Falcon for people that are interested in health and wellness, as practitioners, like as a coach or as a massage therapist,
a nutritionist.
So
I love essential oils, so I get rid of all those artificial fragrances.
So we do that. But I just really do empowerment coaching, and I really want women to be empowered, and there's a lot of different steps to that. It's not just claiming your power.
No, she's amazing. So if you need some of that empowerment coaching, then Heather is definitely the person to reach out to. If you need some help on nutrition side, proper supplementation, because I feel like that really fills in the gaps. We can't all eat clean and organic and perfect, but we can fill in those gaps that we need.
Yes.
And by doing that, it really does help us stay at a healthier, detoxing level, and we can grow from that. And
I think we always need to be detoxing a little bit, because we can't avoid all the toxins.
Exactly. I always do what I call a spring cleaning cleanse every year. So sometimes people need it more than once. When you're first starting off, you might need to do a full cleanse 2 or 3 times before your body is actually resetting. I mean, what do they say? Every 7 years, you're a new person.
Yeah, you replace all your cells.
But those cells regenerate according to what is in our body and the toxins that we're exposed to. So we want them to regenerate in a way that is powerful and healthy and encouraging to others, and show them that you can take care of yourself, and you don't have to just be the one that is taking care of everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The putting your oxygen mask on first.
Yes.
That is true. You have to take care of yourself. And as moms and as women, we are the primary care providers. We take care. It doesn't even matter. We're always taking care of people. I think it's like wired in us to some extent to take care of others. I don't know if we talked about my sun sign in human design, but it is altruism. Like that is my main thing. Like I just want to help people. It is deeply, deeply wired into me. And one of the biggest things I've had to overcome is self-sacrifice and not remembering to take care of myself first. As women, especially, we all need to take care of ourselves first. It allows us to be able to take care of everyone else so much better.
It really does. Well, I hope that this was enlightening, empowering for you to take a step just a little bit closer to you getting healthier, and take our, that maybe you take a little bit of advice, maybe take a lot. So,
even just one little step. Do you know that Atomic Habits book?
Oh, yes.
Have you ever read that?
Yes.
I always thought that was like, it said like Atomic Habits. I was like, these are so huge, big things that we have to do. Like I'm thinking atomic bomb, but it's like, no, it's like tiny.
Yeah.
It's one the little atom.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You can do this. You can get healthier. We believe in you, and reach out if you need anything. We love you.
Yes. Take care.
Have a great day.